ఓకే, కనిపిస్తుందా? పీపీటీ కనిపిస్తుందా అండి?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this 5th unit, in the multi-loop control systems, we have completed the two types. Those are, first one వచ్చేసి ఏంటి? Feed forward control and ratio control. So now we are going to another type of multi-loop control system, which is nothing but cascade controller. Okay, in the previous two multi-loop control systems, that is feed forward as well as ratio controller, we may have more than one measurement and only one manipulated variable. The feed forward, we may measure more than one disturbance, and we are using to control the control variable before the effect of disturbance has been felt by the process. And the ratio control, we are going to measure the two disturbances, two flow, and our aim is to maintain the ratio between these two flow streams. And here also we are going to measure the two flow rates, and we are going to control only one flow rate, that is called a controllable stream, and in which we are having the two types of configurations. So that also we have discussed already earlier in the last classes. Okay, now we are entering into the next an important multi-loop control system is cascade controller. So in this cascade controller, main process is controlled by two controllers in such a way that both controllers are acting for each other. So in the previous cases, in all the types of multi-loop controllers, we are having only one controller. In case of feed forward as well as ratio controller, even though you are measuring more than one measurement, but we are having only one controller. But in case of cascade control loop, we are having the two control loops which are connected in cascade to each other. That means the first loop control output will be the set point for the second loop controller. So in cascade control, there are two types of loops, or there are two types of controllers. The first loop is also called as primary loop, which contains a master controller or primary controller. Another loop is called as secondary loop. It's not second loop, it is a secondary loop, which can have secondary controller or slave controller. Okay, once again listen. In this cascade controller, the process is controlled by two controllers, where the two controllers are connected to each other in a cascade manner. So it is a cascade control is a technique which contains two closed loop cascade to each other in such a way that first loop will provide the set point for the second loop. Okay, here we are having the two loops that are called as primary loop and secondary loop. In primary loop, we are having the primary controller or master controller. In secondary loop, we are having the secondary controller and slave controller. So now, just before going to discuss about the cascade controller, we'll see some small example and what is the normal feedback controlling of this particular example, and then we'll go for the cascade control. So if you simply assume this one, this is nothing but CSTR, continuous stirred tank reactor with a cooling jacket. Simply, if you observe this one, it is a process, it is a chemical reaction where different types of reactants are entering into this tank reactor, and it will provide some reaction. So this reaction is called as exothermic reaction. If you study the chemistry, we are going to observe that what is exothermic reaction. Exothermic is nothing but it is a chemical reaction that generates heat. Okay, so it is a tank reactor in which some reactants are entering into this tank with some inlet temperature Ti, with some flow rate Fi. The Ci is nothing but concentration. So after the stirring, this reactor will provide some reaction that can generate some amount of heat. So that is a product. This product is having some amount of temperature capital T with a flow rate of F. And this tank reactor is provided with a jacket which surrounding the entire tank, which surrounds the entire tank. The main purpose of this jacket which surrounds the tank is that can remove the heat produced by the product. So whatever the temperature produced by this reactant or reaction, so that should be controlled. So in order to control the temperature, the surrounding the tank, we are having a jacket. Through jacket, some coolant. What is the meaning of coolant? Which produce some cool, which removes the heat produced by this particular reaction. So the purpose of coolant is to remove the heat produced in the reactor. So this is the process. First we'll see the process once again. Here some reactants are entering into the tank and then stirred, and it can produce, due to the reaction, can produce amount of heat. The main aim of this process is to maintain the temperature of the product at desired value. So in order to maintain the temperature of the product at desired value, here I am going to use a jacket which surrounds the entire tank. Through jacket, some coolant is flowing. Through this coolant, the heat is removed and we are going to maintain the desired temperature. So the possible disturbances for this particular entire process is, or before that, what are different variables? The variables are maybe inlet temperature, inlet feed water flow rate, product temperature, product flow rate, and coolant flow rate, coolant temperature, and surround temperature. Like that, we're having the different types of variables. Our aim is to control the temperature of this particular reactor. So that T is the control variable. There are also possible disturbances. The mainly we are able to control this T, the reactor temperature or product temperature, by using a coolant flow rate. Then we can say that the coolant flow rate is the manipulated variable. So now we'll see how we are going to control this temperature of the product by using simple feedback, conventional feedback temperature. Okay, so how we are going to control the temperature of this jacketed CSTR. Once again, you see, this is called as tank, continuous state tank reactor. So this one is called as dotted line. This is called as a jacket through which some coolant is flowing. So this is called as some coolant. See, dotted and coolant and term. That will, the main purpose of coolant is to remove the heat produced in this reactor, the product temperature. My aim is to maintain the product temperature T, capital T, at our desired value. So normal conventional feedback, how we are going to control this temperature, we'll see first. Okay, so whenever you want to control a particular variable, first we must have the information about the variable. That's why we are using a temperature transmitter that can measure the temperature, a transducer that can measure the present temperature, and that is compared with our desired value of temperature. This is normal feedback control. So this set point is provided by the plant operator. So both are compared. Depending upon the difference between this present temperature and desired temperature, the controller will provide the necessary action and output signal that decide the type of action. So this controller may change the coolant flow rate accordingly and try to bring the T at our desired value. So this is normal feedback control of the jacketed CSTR. Once again, listen. Our aim is to control the reactor or product temperature at desired value. So for that, this is measured and is compared with the set point, and the error detector will give the signal to the controller. The controller will decide the type of action to be provided by this control element depending upon this error. So depending upon the error, this controller may provide some signal. The control valve may increase or decrease the coolant flow rate. So by varying this coolant flow rate, the temperature of the reactor can be adjusted to our desired temperature. But here, this is normal feedback control. But here we have to observe some two things. So here what happens? Here we can measure the temperature T and manipulate the coolant flow rate. We can measure the temperature T and manipulate the coolant flow rate. So here it is clear that this T will respond much faster to changes in feed temperature Ti. This is called as Ti. So this T will respond much faster to changes in feed temperature Ti than to changes in coolant temperature Tc. Just most of the students are asking the to explain in Telugu, so I would like to explain in Telugu also sometimes. So this temperature is responding more for TI than TC. So what happens, we'll see. So what is the function of coolant? Coolant ఏం చేస్తుందమ్మా? The coolant purpose ఏంటంటే ఈ reactor temperature ని reduce చేయాలి. If it is beyond the set point, by sending the coolant means cool. ఏదో ఒక లిక్విడ్ ఒక కూల్ వాటర్ ఏదో ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తాము, దానివల్ల ఈ టెంపరేచర్ అనేది రెడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది. దట్ ఇస్ ద మెయిన్ పర్పస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వన్. సో యూ అజ్యూమ్ దట్ this is the completely a tank which is completely hot, it is having some 200 degrees centigrade. Now just for example, it is not exactly, for example assume that a coolant material is the water. So if you are sending some water, what happens through this jacket? This water will will remove the temperature of this product and brings it to the desired value. But at the same time, the water, in addition to removing the temperature of this product, it also observes the temperature. So after 2 minutes or 3 minutes, or depending upon the time delay, maybe this coolant water is also gets heated. So after 10 minutes, instead of removing the temperature, this coolant also provides some extra heat. For example, I want to maintain the temperature of this tank reactor at some 200 degrees centigrade. At 200 degrees centigrade. So that is measured. Presently, you can assume that it is 250 degrees centigrade. So that information is given by the TT, temperature transmitter, and my set point is 200 degrees centigrade. The controller will compare this 200 with 250. Then it can decide some action such that it can increase the flow rate. Flow rate to liquid flow rate increase chestunukundam. So what happens, because of this increase in coolant flow rate, this have to remove the temperature proportionally, and it has to bring it to the temperature to 250 to 200 degrees centigrade. That is the actual process what we required. But while removing the heat of this particular reactor or product, this water also gets heated. First initial గా 200 తీసుకొచ్చింది, బట్ ఆఫ్టర్ సమ్ టైం ఏమవుతుంది, ఈ వాటర్ టెంపరేచర్ కూలెంట్ అనేది మేబీ 25 degrees centigrade ఉండాలి కూలెంట్ మామూలు రూమ్ టెంపరేచర్. But after 2 or 3 minutes, what happens, this coolant water also gets heated by this one. ఏమవుతున్నప్పుడు maybe this coolant also maybe gets some 50 degrees. So now what happens, again 200 నుంచి ఏమవుతుంది 220 degrees వచ్చేసింది. మళ్ళీ again this temperature transducer will set that the temperature is 220 degrees centigrade. The set point is 200, both are compared. Again it increases the coolant flow rate. Without exiting the coolant flow rate, it can again increase the flow rate. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ఆల్రెడీ 50 degrees centigrade ఉంది కాబట్టి మనకు కావాల్సినటువంటి 220 తీసుకురాకుండా కొద్ది హీట్ చేసే అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. Why? Because I am not considering the coolant temperature. Coolant temperature measure చేయట్లేదు. But I am not able to consider this one. Simply I am changing the flow rate. Irrespective of the coolant temperature, I am increasing or decreasing the coolant flow rate. That's why I am unable to get this product temperature to my desired value within short time. అనుకున్న టైంలో మనకు పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా కంట్రోల్ అయ్యే అవకాశం తక్కువ. Why? Because this simple feedback temperature control measures temperature T and manipulate the coolant flow rate. And it is clear that after this complete observation of this process, it is clear that this particular T will respond much faster to changes in the feed temperature than to changes in the coolant temperature. So that this simple conventional feedback control will be very effective in compensating for changes in TI and less effective in changes in compensating for changes in TC. So మనం జనరల్ గా TC ని కన్సిడర్ చేసుకుంటే we may get some effective control of product T temperature. ఈ టెంపరేచర్ ఎఫెక్టివ్ కంట్రోల్ కావాలంటే we should also consider this particular coolant temperature also. Why? Because if you go on increase the coolant flow rate, instead of removing the heat, it may increase the temperature. So that's why if you are able to consider this coolant temperature also, we may improve the response of this temperature control. So that's why there is another concept called cascade control. Here we are going to improve the response of the CSTR by taking the consideration of TC also. By taking the consideration of TC, we can improve the response of the simple feedback control to changes in coolant temperature by measuring TC and taking control action before the effect of this TC, change in TC, has been felt by the process. ఈ చేంజ్ ఈ టెంపరేచర్ ఏది కూలెంట్ టెంపరేచర్ ఇంక్రీజ్ గా డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుందో దానికి ఎఫెక్ట్ ఈ ప్రొడక్ట్ మీద పడక ముందే we have to take the action. So that will be provided by this cascade control. So we can improve the response of this conventional feedback control to changes in coolant temperature by measuring this TC and providing control action before the effect of this TC changes has been felt by the reacting mixture. If TC coolant temperature goes off, increase the flow rate of the coolant to remove the same amount of temperature of the reactant mixture. If the coolant temperature decreases, the flow rate also we have to decrease. So that will be, so this cascade control will consider this coolant temperature so that it can effectively improve the response of the controlling of this temperature T. Now we'll see what this cascade control. So here in the normal feedback laga ikkada em chestundi, what is our aim? Our aim is to measure the temperature, sorry, to control the temperature of this product, that is capital T. So that is measured and compared with our desired set point. Say this is 250, my set point is 200. So that is 200 to both are compared, and this is called as primary controller, that is temperature controller, and it decides, it provides some action or some control output signal. This control output signal is acting as set point for the next controller. So actually it is not TC, it is the FC. The small correction, this FC flow controller. So at this particular time, the temperature of this coolant is some 50 degrees centigrade. It is 50 degrees centigrade. So for this 50 degrees centigrade, this is also compared with the this primary control output. The primary control output ranges actual ga the temperature ekku undi kabatti we have to decrease the temperature by increasing the flow rate, coolant flow rate ani cheptundi. But it also consider this coolant temperature, and accordingly 50 degrees undi kabatti no need to go for maximum flow rate, you can go for some 100 lph to some 150 lph. So that output is provided by this next controller called as flow controller. So accordingly, that also consider the coolant temperature. According to the coolant temperature, it will provide the proportionate changes in the coolant flow rate. So accordingly, the coolant flow rate will be increased or decreased, then the product will be having. So in the previous case, what we have discussed, in this case, this is having more effective for changes in the feed temperature only, less effective for TC. But here, that is improved by measuring the TC, and because of the changes in the TC, what are the effects it can anticipate, just like feed forward control, it can provide the required changes. So that's why it is called a cascade control. By measuring this particular TC, and before the effect of TC has been felt by the process, we are taking the necessary action. So that's why the response of the feedback control is improved in this cascade control. So if you observe this complete diagram, it is a simply cascade control of CSTR temperature, continuous state tank react temperature. We observe two controllers. One is temperature controller, other one is the flow controller. So what is this loop? This loop measures the T that which we want to control. Our main aim enti ikkada? Our main aim is to control the temperature T. So this primary controller compares our desired primary set point to the primary control variable, and there is another controller that is called a secondary controller that is having or that controls flow rate or the manipulates flow rate by measuring the temperature, that is called a coolant temperature. So say, what is the coolant temperature that we are not interested to control? Our aim is not to control the coolant temperature, but this coolant temperature is having effect on this reactor temperature. My aim is not to control this TC. My aim is to control T. But even though I am going to measure this TC, why? This TC is having effect on this one. So that's why the secondary control measures the secondary variable, and this is called as manipulated variable. So if you observe this one, there I am observing the two process. I am observing the main is the process one, that is nothing but tank reactor. This is called a process one or primary process. So in this primary loop, I can say that two loops already told, primary loop and secondary loop. And this primary loop measures the variable which we want to control, which we are intended to control. Whereas the secondary loop measures the another variable, secondary variable, which we are not intended to control. నాకు అవసరం లేదు యాక్చువల్గా ఈ కూలెంట్ టెంపరేచర్ ని కంట్రోల్ చేసిన అవసరం లేదు, బట్ దిస్ కూలెంట్ టెంపరేచర్ ఇస్ హ్యావింగ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ ఆన్ ది this capital T. That's why we are measuring in the cooler secondary controller, and accordingly the secondary controller provide the some required changes in the manipulated variable. So this is about the cascade control. Now we are going to observe this in the general block diagram. What is schematic representation of cascade control we are going to see. So if you observe this CSTR, continuous heat tank reactor, we are observing the two process. The one is the main process. Okay, within 10 minutes, the session will be closed. Just listen carefully. The process one is the tank reactor, where it produces the product temperature, product whose temperature to be controlled. That is our main objective. There is another second process, that is the jacket process. That is the process involved in the jacket. So what is the process involved in the jacket? There is some coolant is flowing through this jacket that will remove the temperature of the tank reactor. So there are two processes. So if we take the open loop process, the process one, jacket process, is having effect on the main tank reactor process. There are some disturbances. What is disturbance for the process two? That may be coolant flow rate. For this one is maybe inlet feed temperature. So this is my controlled output. This is the T. But normal feedback control system, this is my total process. It is divided into two processes, process one, process two. The process one output is the temperature of this CSTR product T, which is measured and compared with the desired set point, and accordingly the controller will take the necessary action that will provide a signal such that can change the coolant flow rate. Which coolant flow rate that provide the required changes in the secondary process first. The secondary process of coolant temperature ni change cheyadam valla it changes. That's why coolant temperature process 2 lo provide changes that in turn provide the required changes in the process 1 output. But as already we have discussed that this conventional feedback control will provide less effective for compensating due to changes in TC, whereas much effective to produce changes in feed temperature. So that's why we are going to use the another effective control, that is called as cascade control. Just for 2 minutes you can observe this complete block diagram. This is normally we are giving some set point that is compared with the measuring device, and then we are having the controller. Then in between yearly for ease of diagram they have eliminated the final control element, but you will assume that here we are having some final control element. The controller will give some signal to final control element, then it will provide the changes in the process. But in this cascade control system we are observing the two loops. One is primary loop, which contains a primary controller and mainly process 1. This also comes under primary loop also again. But there is another loop innerly that is called as secondary loop, that involves the measurement of process 2, and that is compared with the output of the primary controller, and depending upon deviation secondary controller will provide a signal such that the final control element provide the required changes in the process 2. మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి బాగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. Process 1 will change, sorry, it is nothing but tank operation, that is reaction operation. So our main aim is to control the T. So that is measured in this control output. That is the control variable is the capital T. So that is measured by a TT, a transducer by a TT, temperature transmitter, and that is compared with the primary set point. So depending upon deviation, the primary controller will provide some output. That output is acting as set point for the secondary control. We'll see what is the secondary process. So what is secondary process? That is jacket process. The jacket process, it can measure the jacket coolant temperature. So that is compared with this primary control output, and depending upon this particular differences, the secondary controller will provide the necessary changes in the coolant flow rate. That is called a process 2. As the coolant flow rate is changing, the primary control variable gets, the temperature will be removed. So like that, we are able to control the CSTR temperature. So mainly here 2 loops, each loop are connected in cascade. That means the output of process 2 is connected as the input of process 1. That is called a cascade. What the purpose of secondary loop? My intention is generally secondary process can measure some secondary variable, secondary process variable. In our example, that is coolant temperature, which we do not want to control. Here the main aim of this particular tank reactor is to control the tank reactor, that is T, tank of the reaction, mixture reaction. That is T will be, that is our intention to control. But the secondary loop measures a coolant temperature, which we are not interested to control. But this is having some effect on this process 1. ఈ టెంపరేచర్ టీని చేంజ్ చేయాలంటే ఈ కూలెంట్ టెంపరేచర్ is also should be considered, and for that, by considering that coolant temperature, we are going to vary the coolant flow rate. So by varying the coolant flow rate in the jacket process, that coolant temperature will be changing. Due to that, the tank reactant tank temperature will be changing. So this is the process of the cascade control. So there are, in the book, there are different types of another process also given for cascade control. Just 1 minute, I will explain. This is a normal furnace process through which some steam is flowing, and here some fuel we are going to take. Our aim is to maintain, sorry, otherwise what you can do is you go through the book for this example. Just refer the book, as the time is just only 3 minutes. Just I would like to interact with you people. Okay. అర్థమైందమ్మా ప్రాసెస్? ఎవ్రీవన్?
Yes, sir.
మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే, ఆల్రెడీ ఐ థింక్ స్టార్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది హాలిడేస్ ఐ హావ్ సెంట్ ఎ బుక్. ఏ బుక్ పంపించాను మీకు? కెమికల్ ప్రాసెస్ కంట్రోల్ బై స్టెఫనోపోలస్ అని కంప్లీట్ మీకు పీడిఎఫ్ పంపించాను.